Greetings, and thank you for joining us today for this important discussion about job losses and layoffs in the United States. As we delve into this topic, it's essential to recognize that the current state of the job market is a significant concern for many Americans. Despite the government's efforts to stimulate the economy and create new job opportunities, the reality is that unemployment rates remain high, and many companies have been forced to lay off employees due to various factors, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, automation, and other economic factors. It's crucial to understand the impact of job losses and layoffs on individuals, families, and communities. Losing a job can be devastating both financially and emotionally, and can lead to significant hardships such as homelessness, financial struggles, and mental health issues. Additionally, when large companies lay off employees, it can have ripple effects on the broader economy, affecting not only the affected workers, but also their suppliers, local businesses, and the broader community. Throughout this video, we'll dive deep into this topic and examine some of the companies that have been forced to lay off workers recently. We'll also explore the reasons behind these layoffs and how they may impact the economy as a whole. But before we dive into that, I'd like to hear from you. Have you or someone you know been affected by job losses or layoffs? What impact did it have on your life, and what steps did you take to overcome those challenges? Please share your experiences and thoughts in the comment section below, and let's begin this essential conversation about job losses and the economy. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a profound impact on the economy, and many companies have been struggling to stay afloat in these uncertain times. Unfortunately, this has led to a wave of layoffs across many industries, including retail, hospitality, and manufacturing. While some companies have been able to pivot to remote work or adapt their business models, others have been forced to make difficult decisions in order to survive. And as the pandemic continues to drag on, it's becoming increasingly clear that the economic fallout will be felt for years to come. The wave of job losses that began in late 2021 has gained momentum, with January 2023 proving to be an especially brutal month. Unfortunately, this trend has continued into February, and the latest numbers paint a bleak picture. While the Biden administration has sought to reassure the public that the economy is improving, the data suggests otherwise. While the government claims that the U.S. economy added 517,000 jobs in January, the unadjusted numbers show that the economy actually lost a staggering 2.5 million jobs last month. This is a deeply concerning trend, and one that demands our attention. In addition to the devastating impact on individuals and families who have lost their jobs, the surge in unemployment has broader implications for the economy as a whole. When large numbers of people are out of work, consumer spending decreases, which in turn can lead to more layoffs and a downward spiral. This is why it's so important to accurately assess the state of the job market and take decisive action to support those who have been impacted by the pandemic. Despite the government's assurances that the economy is rebounding, the reality is that the situation on the ground is much bleaker. The discrepancy between the adjusted and unadjusted job numbers is just one example of how the official narrative doesn't always match up with the lived experience of many Americans. It's essential that we examine the root causes of the current crisis and work to address them in a meaningful way. Whether that means providing more financial support to struggling businesses, investing in job training programs, or implementing policies that promote economic growth, there's no one-size-fits-all solution to the complex challenges we're facing. But by engaging in honest, nuanced discussions about the state of the job market, we can begin to chart a path forward and towards a more equitable and prosperous future. The bleak reality of the job market in the United States is also reflected in recent reports from reputable sources. Challenger Gray and Christmas, a leading outplacement and executive coaching firm, found that last month was the worst January for job cuts since the Great Recession in 2009. The numbers are staggering, with U.S. companies announcing approximately 103,000 job cuts in January alone. This is the highest monthly total since September 2020, and it highlights the dire situation that many workers are facing. The tech industry has been hit particularly hard, with around 40% of these job cuts occurring in this sector. Tech giants like Google parent company Alphabet, Amazon, Microsoft, and Salesforce have all announced plans to lay off thousands of workers. It is difficult to understate the impact of these job cuts on individuals, families, and communities across the country. As the pandemic continues to wreak havoc on the global economy, the job losses in the United States have only accelerated. In February, the number of large-scale layoffs has been staggering. The recent announcement by Disney that it will be cutting 7,000 jobs is just the latest in a series of painful decisions that companies have been forced to make. CEO Bob Iger stated that the decision was not taken lightly, but it is necessary to address the challenges that the company is facing. Similarly, Yahoo has announced that it will be laying off over 20% of its workforce by the end of 2023, a decision that will eliminate thousands of positions. It's not just media and entertainment companies that are feeling the pinch, however. eBay is cutting 500 jobs, or about 4% of its workforce, in an effort to improve its customer experience. Affirm, a financial technology company, has also announced that it will be cutting 19% of its workforce. The CEO of the company described this decision as the most difficult one among all the cuts that the company chose to make. Even JP Morgan Chase has cut hundreds of mortgage employees, adding to the job losses across the industry as home lending businesses continue to be hurt by elevated interest rates. The tech industry has also been hit hard. GoDaddy recently announced a plan to reduce the size of its global team by about 8%, which will undoubtedly be difficult news for many valued and respected GoDaddy team members. Furthermore, companies such as Google parent company Alphabet, Amazon, Microsoft, and Salesforce have also announced plans to lay off thousands of workers. In fact, in January alone, U.S. companies announced approximately 103,000 job cuts, which is the highest monthly total since September 2020. Approximately 40% of these job cuts occurred in the tech industry. The numbers are sobering, and they suggest that the job market in the United States is far from healthy. The government claims that the U.S. economy added 517,000 jobs in January, but the unadjusted numbers paint a different picture. In reality, the U.S. economy lost 2.5 million jobs last month, which is a truly staggering figure. Challenger Gray and Christmas recently issued a report that found that last month was the worst January for job cuts since the Great Recession in 2009. All of these factors combine to create a challenging and uncertain environment for workers across the country. To truly understand the current state of job losses in the United States, we must look beyond the numbers and examine the human impact of these layoffs. Each job loss represents a family struggling to make ends meet, a person facing the uncertainty of unemployment, and a community facing economic challenges. These job losses not only impact the individuals directly affected, but they also have a ripple effect on local economies and businesses. The fact that these layoffs are occurring across industries from tech giants to financial institutions to entertainment companies highlights the broad-based impact of the pandemic on the U.S. economy. It is important to recognize that the job losses are not solely due to the pandemic. Long-standing issues such as automation, offshoring, and a changing business landscape have contributed to the overall trend of job loss in the United States. However, the pandemic has certainly exacerbated the situation and forced companies to make difficult decisions. As we move forward, it is critical that we support those who have lost their jobs and work to create a new opportunity for employment. This includes investing in education and training programs, supporting small businesses, and exploring new industries and technologies that can create jobs. It also means advocating for policies that protect workers, such as increased access to health care, a higher minimum wage, and stronger worker protections. The current state of job losses in the United States is a complex issue with far-reaching impacts. It is up to all of us to work towards solutions that support those who have been affected by job losses and create a more resilient and equitable economy for all. Thank you for watching, and we hope that this video has provided you with a deeper understanding of the challenges facing the U.S. workforce.